On today's show, Victor Wembanyama broke the Dallas Mavericks. Can they put the pieces back together? Yes. Tell you on today's Locked On Mavs.
This is Cooper Flagg, and you're listening to Locked On Mavs.
Dogs on 5.
Explain yourself.
All these changes, I still got my dog Dwight Powell.
You are Locked On Mavs, your daily Dallas Mavericks podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Still can't leave.
Your team every day.
I'm going to get a city like back.
And welcome. You are locked on to the Dallas Mavericks, your team every day. My name is Nick Angstadt, media member covering the Mavs for 10 years. Thanks for being every day or making Locked On Mavs your first listen each and every day. Making Locked On Sports Podcast Network, the number one podcast network out there. Appreciate you for joining the show and joining me, as always, the post-game prodigy from the Great Slightly Biased YouTube channel. I know it wasn't exactly what we wanted, Slightly, but we back.
We're back. NBA's back. There's been some great games across the league.
This was not one of them.
No, I was watching the Timberwolves Trailblazers game by the third quarter. So
Today's episode, we're going to talk about the Mavs loss to the Spurs. We'll talk about Cooper Flagg's NBA debut. We'll talk about Anthony Davis and how he looks. We'll talk about Jason Kidd and the rotations that he may or may not know what is going on with them. We'll talk about the point guard situation and whether they are or not ever going to have point guards or play them or play multiple or play zero or what. I don't know what they're going to do. So a lot of things to get into. Let's start here, though. There's not many times where I watch an NBA game and I go, oh, that one player just like completely destroyed everything that another team was going to do on both sides of the ball. There are very few players in NBA history that can kind of do that. And I think right now we're watching the ascension of one of those players, and that is Victor Wembanyama. He is different. You stand and watch him warm up. I was standing there at courtside watching him warm up. You see him all of, 7'6", they say he is right now? Like, he is that, where he stands under the basket and you go, that looks like when you lower the rim to 7 foot and I can dunk on the rim and do a windmill and it be no problem, right?
yeah,
You watch him dribble the ball in warm-ups, like two balls at once. You watch him dribble through the legs. You watch him do these little balance drills where he's standing on 1 foot and his trainer comes up behind him and he pushes him either side of him and he's working on his balance. You see a guy that can do all those things fluidly as an athlete, as a 7-footer. It's just different. And he put it all on display today. It was absolutely insane, and I think he broke the Dallas Mavericks. You watch that team, and you watch what he could do, and I thought for the most part of this game, through the first, two-thirds of it or so, the Mavs defense was okay on everybody except for Victor Wembanyama. He just had some plays that completely broke the Mavs defense. There were multiple guys that got in foul trouble. PJ got 2 early. Lively had a couple early. Anthony Davis got into some foul trouble, too. It was the whole Mavs starting front court got into foul trouble, and largely because of Victor Wembanyama. Then on the defensive end, the Mavs shot 6 of 21 at the rim. The Mavs don't have great finishers, but they also do have lob guys and bigs that are supposed to be able to score around the rim, and they did not at all. The Mavs got completely taken out of whatever they thought they were going to be doing because the offense looked absolutely brutal. But I thought Wembanyama was the catalyst of breaking everything the Mavs wanted to do. I think it started with him.
yeah. I mean that's the big takeaway from this game. Really, is that was just full stop. One of the better games I've ever seen somebody play. I'm honestly not even really kidding. 30. What did he finish? 30 minutes is what he did all of that damage in. 40 points,
Bruh.
15 of 21, 15 rebounds, 3 blocks of steal in 30 minutes. There was no stopping him. It's a freight train. I've been saying this all season. It's a freight train that's leaving the station. You're either on it or you're not. Injury is the only thing that's stopping this freight train, and I'm knocking on wood because I pray we don't see it. It's my DVT brother. I'm happy that he's back. But I really do think, and I see people, I had him as the 5th best player, I think, in the league, and people are like, why would
Same.
you, he's done nothing. He's done nothing. It's open your eyelids and use your eyeballs to watch this guy play the game. If you don't see what is coming, inevitably, once he figures some stuff out offensively and he gets stronger and he grows into his frame a little bit more, I don't know what to tell you. So tonight was just there's some plays, obviously you could nitpick defense and stuff like that. There was, the Mavs played horrible, and we'll get into it. They were dreadfully bad. There's no two ways around that. But some of the stuff Wemby was doing is just there is not a single thing, we say this from time to time, but there's actually not a single thing you can do against that. Nothing.
What do you do when a guy rises up over you and when he is at the peak of his release, it's at 8.5 feet?
Yeah,
9 feet. What do you even do? You know what I mean? What you do is you take a stone and a sling and you just whip it around and you just try and hit him in the temple like David did to Goliath in the Bible. You know what I mean? Like that's the only way against that.
They were talking about this on the broadcast, and this is Wemby obviously has some psycho in him, which is a mandatory thing if he's trying to be as good.
He was hanging out with the monks though. He tried to contain that and bridle that, wasn't he?
But they were talking about this on the broadcast. They were showing it like Lively 7'2". If you listen to him, 7'2", 7'3".
Yeah.
And he makes Lively look small. And when he was going to work on Lively, the Spurs bench was doing the too small emote over and over. Why do you think they're doing that? Because they know what people have said. If they're online, they know that, hey, Lively's kind of owned Wemby in these matchups. Like, he's kind of clamped them up. And tonight was not that case. And I think that was kind of like hey, you think you can guard me? Like, you think you can stop me? That's over and done with. Like, that's what it felt like, honestly. Because it was really the game was over in the first quarter when the foul trouble for the bigs happened. Like, I was watching the game, and in my chat, I was like, the second quarter, it was just like, this feels over and done with. The Mavs cannot survive this with the foul trouble their bigs are in. And it was just an avalanche.
It was. He took them out of both sides of the what they wanted to do on both sides of the ball. Now, the Mavs defense or the Mavs offense was just brutal in general. They started the game with no point guard. They started with the big lineup that we've been speculating about all offseason. Will Jason Kidd actually do it? Will he play the big lineup? And yes, he did. He played Cooper Flagg, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, and Lively. And there's just no cohesion in it. You kind of have to have Cooper Flagg to be that like point guard to like put everything together, or somebody to do that, because you just saw what will happen if they're left to their own devices in that way. I thought Klay took some pretty rough shots. Anthony Davis in the first quarter and later on in the game had just some of these shots where he's just driving to the rim at anybody and then just falling down or taking these long like contested jumpers. It was very brutal to watch, and that part wasn't all Wembanyama. But I thought the big story of it all was, like you said, it was one of the best games that I've seen somebody play. He just couldn't miss, right?
Yeah.
He just making what he finished like 70% from the field.
Yeah.
He couldn't miss, and he was hitting these crazy shots that you just really couldn't do anything against. And if he wasn't otherworldly, the Mavs are maybe in this game because that he just was such a big difference in this one for him.
Yeah, I mean, going back to the point you made about the lineup, I didn't want to see this to start the season, this lineup, and I don't understand why they go to this to start the year. It makes no sense to me, really. I get, like, over the course of games, if you want to tap into that lineup because of matchups and stuff and the flow of the game, I think that's okay, and that's completely and totally understandable. But I just do not get starting the season night one with this lineup. I mean, it's just too much on the plate of Flagg. It's just too much to ask. And you want to be an offense. If your logic is, hey, you know what? We're not even going to like really, because you watch some of these teams play, and there are other teams that have this philosophy, and you watch them. Like you watched that Rockets game last night. They kind of didn't use a point guard really either. It was kind of a playmaking by committee, and we're going to play fast. The problem with the Mavs is they didn't get stops, so they couldn't play fast. And then they get, and you heard Mitch Johnson, the coach, when in ESPN, they did like the little coach huddle thing. Their point of emphasis, the number one thing he kept hammering was make them play in the half court. Make them play in the half court.
Yep.
Make them play in the half court. How do you beat that if you're the Mavs? Well, we got to lock in defensively, get stops, and just fly down the floor. You didn't get any stops. This game, also, the pace of this game was dreadful. It was an awful game. Like a horrible basketball game outside of Victor Wembanyama. There's so many whistles. Tons of fouls, a lot of contact,
it was brutal. It was like, that's really all I can say about how many different ways it was brutal for the Mavericks in this one. And that starting five, I talked about it the other day when I was trapped in the attic. The no point guard thing can have some big advantages. You have lots of size. You have, like, everybody will share the ball. They should move the ball. They should move off the ball because they know that anybody can get available at any time. The problem is you don't have anybody to settle you down, to like be the Chris Paul that comes in and is like, all right, we've been kind of frantic over the last couple of minutes. Let me like dribble the ball down the court, set everybody up in the half court, and get everybody going. Like, they did not have a single person that could do that when you play that big lineup. And then the thing is, Kid completely overcorrected by like the 6.5 minute mark in the first quarter by bringing in Nembhard and D'Angelo Russell at the same time. And you're just like, okay, What are we even doing? Like, what are we even doing with these lineups? Like, what do they want to do? I don't think the kid knows what he wants to do with this rotation in these lineups yet.
I mean,
at all.
With Christie and Naji in that lineup.
Yeah, so just went completely small after that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really get it either, to be honest with you. I don't understand. I just don't understand going to this right away. Unless this is the kid, hey, I did this with Giannis. Like, I signed a contract extension.
But he didn't even use Flagg as the point guard, though, in a way, right? Like, it wasn't like he was pushed. Like, it didn't look like Flagg was even being pushed to, like, grow and develop in some of those ways.
We'll talk about Flagg here in a second.
Coming up, Cooper Flagg made his NBA debut. I thought he looked pretty good in some moments, looked very timid in the first half. What does that mean for his career going forward? We'll talk about that and more coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by Mint Mobile. If you're still overpaying for wireless, it's time to say yes to saying no. At Mint Mobile, their favorite word is no, just like defenses in the NBA or Dikembe Mutombo's favorite word, no. No contracts, no monthly bills, no overages, no hidden fees, no BS. I said yes to making the switch and getting premium wireless, which is $15 a month. You can do it as well. Mint makes it simple. All plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text. You got to have that. Remember when we had unlimited, or remember when you had to pay for text messages? Unlimited talk and text delivered on the nation's largest 5G network. You can even bring your own phone and keep the same number in contacts. I will never, ever not change my number. I will never, ever change my number again. You just can't do it. Ready to say yes to saying no? Make the switch at mintmobile.com/LockedOnNBA. That's mintmobile.com/LockedOnNBA. Upfront payment of $45 required, equivalent to $15 a month. Limited time, new customer offer for 3 months only. Speeds may slow above 35 gigabytes on unlimited plan. Taxes and fees extra. See Mint Mobile for details. Also brought to you by friends over at Rootgiet. Rootgiet. Let's be real. Making excuses doesn't solve anything. We've all heard them before. It's just stress. I'm tired, or it happens to everyone sometimes. When it comes to performance, sometimes your body just needs a little extra. The Mavs offense could have used a little extra support. Could have used a little extra juice. Could have used a little extra power, stamina, speed, all that. They could have used it. Rootgiet.com offers fast-acting, doctor-prescribed treatments for ED designed to help you stop making excuses and start making moves. Visit Rootgiet.com. That's RUGIET.com/LockedOnNBA to get 15% off your first order. That's Rootgiet, RUGIET.com/LockedOnNBA. And don't forget to use our code. It's LockedOnNBA. It's all one word, and it's all caps, LockedOnNBA, so they know that we sent you. Rootgiet. Stop making excuses. Start making moves.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs, being part of the show, part of the Raccoon Squad. That's what we call our listeners, listening every day. Shout out to every person that came up to me and said Raccoon Squad today at the game. I don't know, it was like a bunch of them, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And so if you're ever at a Mavs game and you want to come say hi, I sit in section 123, so you can come say hi and see me there. Slightly roams. He's always in the building, but you just never know where he will be.
Me?
He's a ghost. He's a phantom.
I'm not. I wasn't there tonight.
His spirit lives on in the AC. Today's episode, we're going to talk about we talked about the Mavs versus Spurs. We talked about how Victor Wembanyama broke the Mavericks. Cooper Flagg made his NBA debut. Like you said, he came in and he played 32 minutes. Basically, played just 4 minutes in the fourth quarter because they had some garbage time, which sucked. 10 points, 10 boards, 3 fouls, 3 turnovers, had a steal, missed a 3, 4 of 13 from the field. Cooper Flagg, I thought, looked kind of timid early. He only took 2 shots in that first quarter, first half. Not really a lot going on at all for him. It felt like in that first half, he was just trying to fit into what he was supposed to do in this offense. And I don't know that anybody knows what they're supposed to do in this offense or knows what their role is. And so it's like, all right, how is he supposed to fit in if he's this connector star? Like, how is he supposed to connect together when they don't know what they're supposed to be doing with all these different pieces? And so I thought that was one of the big issues. Is like, all right, we have this guy that's supposed to connect things, but what things are we supposed to be connecting? That I thought was the big issue. You saw it in this game.
Right. So I guess this is where I was. If Flagg's going to be the point guard, and this is why I don't mind if you do it later in the season or if it's over the course of a game. Early on, game 1, Flagg, like you said, was timid. I really feel like, this sounds stupid, but he misses that alley-oop, which would have been an incredible play, like the first 10 seconds of the game.
Would have jammed it. That would have been sick.
And I wonder if that goes. Is there a little bit? All right, I got my first bucket immediately. Like the crowd's into it. Like because
the jitters are gone. Right.
Right. Like we can say, well, Flagg wasn't put in a position, and I don't like him being as the point guard starting right away. but he's not looking at the rim. He's not looking to score. He's not looking to force the issue. Early on in the game, he wasn't. So I think that does sort of slow down the offense. And there's just, it just doesn't make sense to me for him at this point. It just doesn't. To start a game against a team that, hey, if Wemby's healthy and plays, this will be a really good defensive team. Like, I want to make that very clear. Like, this Spurs team could be.
Oh, the Spurs.
No, the Spurs team. This Spurs team could
Fox
be very
either.
good.
Or Sohan. Sohan defensively will give them something.
Sohan, but I mean, just Wemby and Castle by themselves, and Wemby by himself.
Well, and
Wemby by himself.
And Carter Bryant.
Yeah, he didn't play much tonight though.
Yeah, but if he's going to, that is another defensive monster.
Yeah, he is a defensive monster. But I feel like it was a lot. I didn't think he. Timid for sure. A couple lazy turnovers, and I call him lazy because they were those little, like, I'm gonna throw this past to D'Lo, and Stephon Castle is just a fantastic defender. Like, he's somebody who can pick that off. So that's something. You're in the NBA now. You got to learn that there are guys that will make plays you're not expecting them to make. Right, tries to throw a lob over Wemby. We see these, like, I feel like you see this now with these young guys that are like, okay, I got this lob, and then Wemby does something like, okay, this guy's in the NBA. Like, I need to realize that this guy's in the league. He tried to go up and dunk on Wemby once. Like, I thought defensively he looked good. I thought he made some right reads here and there, and the buckets he did get in the third quarter were nice. They were good looking. Like,
showed some good things.
Right, like those turnaround jumpers, that crazy layup, like those are all encouraging. That's all encouraging stuff. But yeah, it was definitely a bit of a letdown game. But hey, he got a double.
He had the post floater. He was posting up, turned around, little floater. He had the cut and then a turnaround one-legged fade jumper that was nice. And then he had the baseline up and under. Just like 3 different plays that you see what he can do, right? He can do a little bit out of the post where he has got really good touch. He's got a jumper where he can pull up and hit some of those. He's got moves around the rim that he can do. Like, you saw all of it, but when you have a Victor Wembanyama out there, you can't do any of those things. And he just broke so much stuff. And then I also thought when you saw from Flagg, we keep saying that, he's with the best group of any, like, number 1 pick because, like, this team shouldn't have had a number 1 pick, and he's like has all these vets, has Anthony Davis, obviously, like, has this deep roster, but that is also kind of setting it up to where what's his number position in the offense? Is he number 2? Like, is he the second option? Was he the first option if AD is out? And it didn't seem like that at times. It seemed like he wasn't given the reins of the offense, which I guess is fine, and you want him to, like, grow into some of this stuff. But it didn't seem like as clear cut. Whereas, I guess this was also true with Luka too early on. Like, we saw this with him, where, like, Carlisle didn't want to put the ball in his hands right away and didn't want to, like, make him the point guard. He was playing like 3. He was playing next to Dennis. He was playing with other guards. He was playing, like, Harrison Barnes was the number 1 option for a little while. Like, our good friend that was here tonight and played. And then eventually, like, by December, he gave him the ball. And we're like, all right, this is his actual role. He's the number 1. He can do whatever he wants. And then we saw it really, like, pan out with Luka. And I wonder where in the progression they'll get there with Flagg.
I mean, isn't that basically what you're doing? Like, they're starting him at the point guard. Like, I would agree with you if they're starting D'Lo, and it's like,
but it's not. But that's not his role. He is, because we keep talking about, he's not the pound the rock all the time point guard. He makes everything happen himself, like Luka was, or like, I guess even like SGA is, or like Harden. He's not that kind of guy.
Yeah, but when there were a few possessions where the offense slowed down, the ball was in Coop's hands, and it's just like, this is not where he needs to be at right now in his career.
Yeah,
like,
well, he also looked 18 years old at times tonight, especially
yeah,
that
he's
first
an
half.
18-year-old kid, the youngest player in the NBA, one of the, like, 20 youngest players ever to play a game. So, like, it's I don't. When I'm doing the Cooper Flagg stuff right now, it's not like, Cooper Flagg, not a good game. He like, I'm saying, okay, let's, like, scale back a tiny bit. And hey, maybe I'm looking at this from, like, kid who's like, hey, I got a contract extension, guys. I did this with Wemby already. Like, this is the Giannis. Franchise. Giannis, yeah. This is the sorry, Wemby's just overtaken him. This is the franchise right here. Like, this is what we care about now. So I'm gonna put him at the point guard right away. Like, I don't know if that's it, but, like,
but it's not like he ran, like, a bunch of pick and rolls with him either. That was the weird thing to me. It's like he made him, like, I'm going to start him at the point guard.
This lineup is dreadful. It makes sense if it's like, in the flow of the game, we can be massive and just overtake this team. We're getting stops now. Run.
Let's get all the rebounds in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, like, that's where it makes, like, start of the game, I don't get it. It's why I didn't want them to do it start of the game.
You think he changes it? I think D'Lo starts game 2. Like I think he just what's he do? He just keeps it.
Do you think
also I think he could have also done this as a bit. Like
maybe
just did it like I'm just gonna start this big lineup for the first game. Remember he did the bit a couple years ago where he started he's played every single player.
I remember.
Was it Lively's rookie year where he started Maxey for 2 minutes in the first game? Like he has done these bits before. Where it's like this is not the real lineup. Let's just see what it looks. See what it looks like out there. Not a great bit. I don't like that bit.
Yeah, don't quit your day job to go to comedy.
Coming up, Anthony Davis. The team is built around him. What is he doing? What did he do in this game? What do we see from everybody else? Let's talk about that and more coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by the company that made the underwear I'm wearing right now. Skims. When I found out Skims was making underwear for men, I was intrigued. Then they sent me a pair, and I wore them. I liked how the band didn't flip around, didn't lose its shape. The whole thing didn't lose its shape. Keeps everything exactly where you want it to be. Keeps shape, and it doesn't ride up either, which I love too. I love Skims. I have like a certain place in my underwear drawer for all the Skims underwear, and they're the number one. When you do laundry and you like have the first option of clothes that you always go to, Skims. They're my first option when I get them, and I've bought more myself after they sent me new ones. So check out Skims. Shop Skims Men's at skims.com, SKIMS, skims.com. Let them know that we sent you. After you place your order, this is important. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select our show, Locked On Mavs, Locked On NBA, whichever one, in the drop-down menu that follows. Go to skims.com, place your order, select podcast in the survey in that afterwards, and then select our show, skims.com. You're going to love the underwear, I promise you. Skims.com.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
All right, Slightly, we're talking about the Mavs' loss to the Spurs in their season opener. Anthony Davis, I thought had some good moments tonight. I thought had some good offense, had some good defense at times, had some bad offense at times. Finishes the game with 22 points, 13 rebounds, 2 steals, a block, 7 of 22 from the field. Hit 2 threes, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. Played under 33 minutes. There was something missing from Anthony Davis today, and he's being cast as the number one in this offense, and I don't think he's a number one in an offense. And I think we saw it like right away today, and I don't know what they're trying to set him up to do. Where it's like, all right, you have the ball and you just do stuff at the free throw line. Like I don't know why they're starting offense in that way. And when Jason Kidd was like, we don't want it to be just a guy has the ball, tries to operate, and go. But I saw Anthony Davis do that multiple times in this game, and I was like, where's the ball movement? Where was the stuff that they were talking about? Where's the playing faster in the half court and all that? You just didn't see any offense that got bogged down, and I thought Anthony Davis kind of started some of that.
Well, it's what happens whenever you give up 126 points per 100 possessions at 101 in the half court. It's why all summer, all offseason, all preseason, whatever, adamantly I've been saying – they can't be the 10th best defense. They have to be elite. Their offense will not be good enough. They have to be elite defensively. They were dreadful tonight. You could do whatever reason. I'm an ISO a little bit here. Like, there's not a single positive for this game. I'm being dead serious. There's not a singular positive thing. Nothing.
Like team-wise or individual player-wise?
Don't care. I'll go down the list. I don't care. I'm not leaving this game like, oh, well, at least nothing. Nothing about this game was good. This needs to be flushed. If this is a one-off game, that's a one-off game, right? Like opening night, there was some jitters. Like Flagg was a little nervous, understandable. Like all of this stuff. Wemby is ascending into best player in the world very quickly. Like, okay, right? Then that's fine. If you show up on Friday against Washington and it looks rough, then buddy, there is some big problem.
That has to be a response game. That has to be a response game. Like you got punched in the mouth. Like, this was a wake-up call for the Mavericks. Hey, you're not just going to be able to roll out of bed and be a top 3 defense. That was their goal. The Mavericks' goal, the players stated, we want to be a top 3 defense. We expect to be a top 3 defense. Okay, you cannot roll out of bed and just do that. You've got to do different things. You've got to double Wemby faster, and then when you double Wemby faster, you've also got to rotate back to the other guys, right? You got to be more disciplined and not foul. I mean, Wemby did break them, but
Man, oh God, I love Dereck Lively so much, man. That the foul, there's some very serious foul concerns with him. Very serious ones. He was out this game. Like he was not a factor in this game.
He got taken out. Yeah, he got taken out of this game because of fouls.
4 minutes, I think, in the first half, 4 or 6 minutes, something like that.
Oof.
Like just not a factor in a game where you had to be a factor in. PJ gets 2 fouls in the first 5 minutes of the game, and he's basically not a factor.
Okay, so here's the thing. Lively gets taken out because of fouls. Then Anthony Davis is the center. Then your entire purpose for your team, your entire advantage is gone.
Yeah.
You still have some size with AD, Flagg, and PJ. Like that's still a pretty big lineup. But you're
PJ was in foul trouble.
PJ also so PJ also in foul trouble. Anthony Davis also in some foul trouble too. So
yes.
You just didn't have your advantage. You got taken out, and that's why I started the whole thing with Wemby broke the team because he put them in foul trouble.
Yeah, I mean we gotta first and foremost right. If this is how Wemby's coming this year, and it's like, hey, he's gotten stronger. He's posting guys up. He's taking guys off the dribble.
Shot looks better.
He's shoulder bumping you, and he just needs one step, and he's like 10 feet from the rim, and he can hit a little runner off the glass. Like, okay, fine. Do not jump on up fakes. You cannot jump on up fakes.
You can't block him anyway.
Yeah, you cannot be jumping at the 3-point line. You cannot be jumping 17 feet away from the basket.
No.
Like, you have to live with those. Like, I think he's reaching that point, or maybe in the past it's like, contest that, and if he puts it on the floor, and we can help, and maybe
he'll make him pump fake or be nervous or like hesitate in the air.
He'll make we'll send somebody, and he'll pick up his dribble and panic or something. That looks like that might be out the window. It would be funny if Wemby was just like, that was the best game of the season, and he just dominated the Mavs.
Rest of the season, he averages like 18 points.
Yeah, he just like has a good year, but we're like, man, remember the night one?
That's the other thing, though, is like, he was hitting ridiculous shots. Like, just ridiculous shots where you just go,
oh, yeah.
What was that? The and 1-3 that he hit? Like,
the and 1-3, a couple, like, dude, 80's getting cooked online because there wasn't I don't know if there was a thing 80 could have done.
No.
Like straight up.
You're talking about a 7'6" guy doing this. Like we've never seen this. Ever. Like
never.
No one's ever done this. And that's why we're making such a big deal about it, is because there's just never been a player like this. And it breaks defense, like it breaks teams. We're gonna see it over and over again.
I've been watching Hell's Kitchen, and it's like early season, you see these chefs come in and Gordon Ramsay will yell at him, call him a donut, and then you see him progressively.
What are you? I'm an idiot sandwich.
Yeah, exactly. And then you see him progress slowly into the chef that wins it all. That's what Wemby's doing. Wemby's in his black jacket. If you're a Hell's Kitchen,
yeah, I love Hell's Kitchen. I haven't watched the new season yet. I'm excited about it.
It's just weird. It's just like weirdly a comfort show every 4 years for me. And then for the 3 years in between, I never think about the show.
Yeah, but then you can binge
time.
all 4 of them at once, and it's great.
Yeah, and then it pops up, and I'm like, oh, Hell's Kitchen. I used to love that show.
Dude, the American, like the patriotic season was the best one. Oh, have you gotten to that one?
I don't know which seasons. I've watched them out of order. I don't know which ones I haven't seen.
Every single like challenge was like about American like patriotism or the American dream or something like that. That was the best season. I love that season.
Wow, patriotic. Is this because a Frenchman cooked us tonight?
Speaking of patriotic, how do we not talk about this? National anthem. If you've never been to a Dallas Mavericks game, the national anthem goes by and they go, "Whose broad stripes and bright stars?" Like when they sing stars, everybody in the building goes stars. Like you hear it. I was wondering if this is going to happen, but they got to the point where it's like, oh my gosh, what's the line in the song?
And the flag was still there.
And the flag was still, and everybody chanted flag all at once, and it was a lot of people. And I was so proud of Mavericks fans because I was like, oh man, this is something that like brought them all together. Even Michelle from WFAA looked at me and she was like, "Did you know they were going to do that? Like, was that? Did they practice? Did they coordinate that?" And I was like, "How could they have practiced that?" It's like 20,000 people, and probably like 5,000 of them all said flag at the same time. And
wow.
We didn't even talk about it on this show. I saw a couple people say it on Twitter here and there. Like, I think it was like Mavs Muse. It's like, I wonder if they're going to chant flag during the national anthem. And it happened. I was very proud of Mavs fans. That's the one good thing I'm taking out of this game slightly, is that Mavs fans coordinated and they showed up.
Yeah, I saw some online talk, and I was wondering if we were going to see it. I did. You could hear it on the broadcast, so that was cool.
You could?
Well, like the feed that I get whenever I stream is like the stadium feed, like what is on like the Jumbotron or whatever.
The league
and I could hear it. I did hear the flag.
It was great. I loved it.
Yeah. All
was
right, but
awesome.
for real though, like PJ foul trouble and hurt the team, but he looked pretty good, and
It
that's
was
a
too early.
carryover.
It was too early fouls for PJ, which like happens sometimes.
I know,
guys.
but
he's
that-
not a foul trouble guy. But
No. But that did like, you know, take him out of his rhythm and, you know,
He looks
maybe
good.
threw a wrench and thing. He looked good. Christie, I thought looked good. And that I'm a parlay that with like, dude, I don't know what Klay was on tonight.
so Megan Thee Stallion was here in the building
Okay. Could be
with
it.
her Klay Thompson Labubu, and maybe it gave him bad juju.
As I say, some people think those are cursed, so maybe we look into that.
But I said this to Isaac the other day. Isaac was like, I'm so high on Klay. He was wearing the sea captain hat. And I was like, I am worried about all the shots he took in preseason. And I hope that he got all of them out of his system because I thought he took terrible shots in the preseason. And he took the exact same shots in this game that he took all preseason. Like these runners off one leg, like what is he doing? Like honestly, he's shooting as if he's not going to get the ball back. And I wonder if that's part of the like whole issue with the offense and not knowing people's roles. Like they don't have a connector that can get the ball to finishers. And Klay is a finisher. He finishes plays. He's not one that like initiates. And he looks like he shoots because he thinks he's not going to get the ball back.
So that's funny you said that because I was thinking too. He shot 13 times. I'd love to go back and see how many of those were off 2 feet because it didn't feel like a lot.
There
But
was
also,
I can remember 3 or 4 off the top of my head.
I feel like he's kind of in this mindset of like, hey, I'm like a vet here. I've won. You know, when the offense gets stagnant, I need to pull us out the mud and get something.
Yes. Yeah.
And it's like, that's great. You're one of the greatest shooters that's ever lived. And the Mavs need to figure out ways to get him shots for sure. But that doesn't mean like just, you know, if he's on a heater, that's one thing. You know, when Klay's on a heater, shoot whatever you want. Like honestly.
He's one of the greatest shooters of all time, but not like that. You
Yeah,
know,
I mean-
like not like dude, these runners and like these weird off one leg, off balance. Like he's the best set, like 2 feet on the ground. He will hit every single 3 or every single shot that way. But like,
Yeah.
I just don't get it. Like I don't get what he's doing.
Yeah, I didn't understand some of these shots either, really. But I mean, we'll see. The game was just never in a good place for the Mavs at any point. Like the game was choppy and the flow and pace was terrible, even from the beginning when the Mavs were like in the game and had the lead at moments. It never felt like they were in control or just dictated anything in this game.
Has to be a response game in the next one against the Washington Wizards. We will talk about that one. Slightly and I will have the post game for you. Isaac and I will have more shows coming out throughout the week. Go check out Slightly Biased, great YouTube channel, guys. Thanks so much for listening to Locked on Mavs. Peace out. Boom.
It'd be a great year, guys.